Welcome everybody to episode number 42 of the PokeGuardian podcast. My name's Taj from PokeTaj and I'm here as usual with Zakariya.
Hello everyone.
Well, today it's another podcast and we're going to start off with our usual segment, which is card pickups. So Zakariya, do you want to go through any cards that you've picked up, traded, pulled since the last podcast?
Absolutely. I've gotten some nice pickups, in my opinion. I think let's start off with this one. If you know the channel, YouTube channel, PTCG Radio, the one that runs this channel is called Ross. And he's a good friend of us. And he went to Japan, and during his busy schedule, he promised before that even that he would get a second one if he would find it at Pokémon Center. And so he did. Very happy. Nice gift from him. Really appreciate that. If you see this by podcast by any chance, Ross, thank you very much again. Also, other sealed 151 made to order finally came in. Very nice. This one will stay sealed because I have no use on opening any 151 anymore. I've gotten my fun, got my 2 boxes, got my Arbok EX, of course. Of course, right?
Yeah.
But I can't complain. Got Blastoise Special Art and Mew Super Rare. I'm fine.
Yeah.
Also, some recent stuff. Released a month ago.
Oh, nice. Pokemon Classic Collection cards.
Yes, I think these are super nice. And especially for the price. Again, I believe I did the whole set with 2 each. I sent one of the starters, Bulbasaur and Ivysaur, to my friend yesterday.
Yep.
But like 5,000 yen for a whole set. I mean, come on, for this Venusaur line. In my opinion, for a product that's so expensive, that's amazing to me, really.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
There's a Hypno here.
Nice.
In my opinion, it's very nice, but less exciting than the Japanese version with the yellow border.
Yeah.
And I've got more, I believe, on my latest video. You can, shameless plug, of course, right? On my latest video, you can see more pickups like these. So on your channel, you're more active as well, PokéTaj soon. So I hope check his channel out as well. And here's another one, Charon Scare SAR.
Nice.
And this one was, I think, like 800 yen, or I believe. I mean, it's ridiculous for some of these cards. How much V-Stars today? And we'll bring it up in this discussion, right?
Yep.
Super insane how cheap some of these cards prices still are, in my opinion. And the final one, also more of a recent release, Detective Pikachu Ultra promo. And as we speak, you can still go to Amazon Japan and order the full video game and get this card for free. Yep. And it's funny because the promo card is worth as much as the actual video game itself. So what are you waiting for?
Exactly.
Just buy it. And you don't need any proxy address. It will get shipped to you, to your address. You only need the credit card.
Yeah.
In a couple of days.
Yeah,
so.
I'm pretty sure they ship globally. I don't think they ship to the USA. But I think they ship globally, yeah.
I purchased one for my friend 3 weeks ago, and it came within 3 working days to my doorstep. No proxy address needed, straight to my address. Very, very nice purchase. And Tosh, what do you buy?
Right, let's go through what I got. So I purchased some of just the energy cards from the classic collection. These were like £1 each. So from a fellow collector in the UK, Pokepops, and they're really nice. I do love these. This is the Japanese version. Yeah. Cards really nice. I just thought, well, for the price, I can't go wrong. I think it's £10 for the whole set of 7 energies posted. So that was like £1 each plus postage. So it's really good.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then last week I did a Twitch stream, so you can check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/PokeTaj. I do some streams occasionally, and I opened a box of half booster box of Paradox Rift, and prior to that I opened one as well, just on my own, and I got this.
Sandy Shocks.
Sandy Shocks SAR, or special illustration. What do you call it in English?
Yeah, special illustration rare. Yeah.
Special illustration rare, yeah. And then I heard this particular card called Iron Hands is pretty decent. So and I pulled the regular full art. But not only that, I pulled this as well. I wasn't too impressed when I got it, but everyone in the chat was like, whoa, that card's super playable. And last weekend when I opened this, I think, it did really, really well. On that launch weekend. And the most important pull, I did open a box of Obsidian Flame in the same stream, and I pulled this wonderful
Ooh,
Akira
nice.
Agawa Charizard. I hope I can pull this, the shiny version, in one of my 4 Shiny Treasure EX booster boxes that I'll be getting. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm going to open all 4 boxes or keep one sealed or not, but yeah. And then on top of that, I went to One Piece. You guys know I love my One Piece. Went to a One Piece sealed event. Got myself, talking about Akira Agawa, I got my Akira Agawa Monkey D. Luffy Special Leader, which is a tournament special only, and my live action Luffy, which that's okay, but that's what I really went for. And I managed to pull a secret rare Charlotte Katakuri leader card, which is absolutely stunning. Very, very nice Japanese style there. So those were my those are my pulls and purchases. So let's move on. We're only going to be talking about a couple of things today, really, but the first one is a special promo card. Taipei Pikachu is coming to commemorate the opening of the Pokemon Center, which opens on this Friday coming, I believe, the 8th of December. And when you buy something at the Pokemon Center there, you'll get a free bonus card, and it's available from checkout. So usually, this is quite a unique thing, obviously, because we've seen these in the past before, and they've been distributed in every Pokemon Center in the past, but things have changed quite a bit. Zakariya, what are your thoughts on this?
This is fantastic. Look at style. This is, I believe, one of the first times that a Pokemon Center outside of Japan.
Yeah.
Of course, we had Pokemon Center New York back in 2001 or 2.
Yep.
And then you would get a promo card. Of course, that happened. But it's been a long time since Japan is Pokemon Company in Japan is doing this. This is Taiwan.
Yep.
In Taipei, and I believe this is the first that they do a unique Pokemon Center Taipei card. Never seen this before, and I think it's an amazing promotion to celebrate this opening next week. Really like it.
I was really surprised as well, because as you say, we've seen it for every Pokemon Center in Japan, but we've had Pokemon Centers pop up like in Singapore and in other places in Asia, and we've not seen a promo card specifically for the launch of that. I was really disappointed when we got the Pokemon Center pop up in London and we didn't get a promo card a few years back at the start of the Sword and Shield era. But it's one of those things that you do tend to see when a Pokemon Center opens, and it's good to see that they're expanding it outside of Japan now as well, because it just means that it's accessible to others outside, and it's a shame they're not going to be distributing this in Japan to celebrate as well, but it is outside of Japan, as we say, and we know what happens when they distribute these kind of cards in Japanese Pokemon Centers. It's like a Black Friday sale, and everyone goes crazy. So yeah, I can understand why. But yeah, released on Friday. You just need to buy something, and you get the card. Show the app if you're a member on the same day. What was this? So you get the promo card at Shinkong Mitsukoshi. So you show the Shinkong Mitsukoshi app if you're a member on the same day with your shopping receipt, and you get the promo card. So beautiful looking card, great if you're around the area. Pick it up. I don't think most of our listeners will be.
Always eBay.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously there'll be a huge demand for this from the after sales. So yeah, you'll have to sort of source one. I don't think many of us have got friends in the region, so it'll be very, very much trying to source it from third parties if you are interested in that one. Okay, let's move on to our main story. So obviously it is that time of year. High Class Sets released. It released yesterday from when we're recording this podcast. So it was released on Friday the 1st of December in Japan. We had Shiny Treasure EX, the first year High Class set. And as what's become a tradition, the end of the first year set contains shiny cards, baby shinies as we call them, S cards, and shiny SRR cards, which are SSRs essentially in this set. So this set is made up of a main set of 170 cards, which it was 190 cards, isn't it? 190 for the main set, which is basically a best of the year, as we discussed in the last podcast. A high class set is a best of, so it gives you the cards which were the most playable, the most collectible for the first year, and it puts those cards in players' hands. But then you have something special added on, and boy, does this have something special added on. An additional 170 cards on top of that main set. 129 baby shinies, as we call them, S cards, 18 SSR cards, SSR EX cards. So they're like the full EX version shinies, and the artwork is usually the same as the artwork for their full art variants in previous sets, just in a shiny variation. You got 4 AR cards, only 4, 5 SR cards, 8 SARs, 3 of which are EX SAR cards, and 5 of those are SAR supporters. And we've got the 6 UR EX cards, which are your legendary Pokemon in this particular first year. And they usually get a gold treatment of some sort, and we've got a special treatment this year. Your thoughts, Zakariya, on this massive set?
Well, if you listen to episode 41, the last episode, I stated that this would be a full shiny set. You know, there was no argument about it. It was going to be a big shiny set. Yep. And I never ruled out that special arts and archers were coming. And if they did, it wouldn't be much, of course. Yeah. And now we are here 1 month later. And yes, it's indeed not many art rare and special art rare cards. Let's focus on the shiny cards first, and then let's talk about, in my opinion, the good stuff.
Yeah.
The special arts and the art rares. Yeah, there's so many shinies. Yeah, where do I even start? In my opinion, right? Some shiny cards are cool.
Yeah.
But that's more of preferred Pokemon I like. But the other Pokemon I don't have any affection with, they just don't do much for me. And yes, argument, this is my opinion. I know many people like this kind of shiny style cards, right?
Yeah.
But it feels bland to me, right? And they've commissioned so many artists, right? 129 artists worked on this, and it's all flat, right? Yeah. I don't see any style. I don't recognize any style of those artists. They might have well, just let Game Freak or Creatures do it, right? Because, or Sugimori, the stock artwork. Because honestly, right, there's no scenery. In my opinion, the best way to tackle this set was just make them like shining cards from Shining Legends. Make them shiny. Put some scenery on there. It doesn't have to be crazy, but some style of scenery, and nobody would have likely complained, honestly. And what do you think about those the S cards?
I totally agree with you. I mean, I'm really disappointed because what I like, my favourite artist, Soso's done quite a few of them, but they just look flat and bland. And as you say, 5-band could have done these graphics, and no one would have been any wiser. I totally agree with you. I would have preferred going down the route of what we had with Shining Legends back in 2017, where you have the Pokemon itself is textured and it's shiny, and then the background is different, and it makes the card look so much nicer. I mean, this is a different style background to what we've seen before, and for those of you who like the bling bling cards, it does look very nice, and it's a nice variation if you like to play bling decks, for example, to have these cards in there. But from a collector's point of view, I'm a bit disappointed with the baby shiny, to be fair. I think, like I said, 5-band could have done the graphics, the artwork for each of the Pokemon. You wouldn't have known any difference. Quite disappointing. And there are a lot of them, an awful lot of them. So 129. So even if you average them out at 500-600 yen each, there's going to be some big ones in there, like Pikachu's going for crazy money at the moment. I think Mimikyu's again a popular one as well. There's a few popular ones in there. Pikachu by far is the most expensive, but the rest of them are very cheap pickups in Japan. You generally get 3 per booster box. Sometimes you can get 2 and an AR card, so they are going to be very, very abundant, common, easy to find. Something which we're probably going to discuss in a little while, based on V's Shiny Star V and stuff. But yeah, I'm not too impressed.
Yeah. What also concerns me is that they included Entei and the no Raikou, for example, and that kind of concerns me because, hey, why? Because is this a teaser that Raikou is coming in the next generation of Pokemon cards in another shiny set? Who knows, right? You can cherry pick this set, but if you are going for a specific shiny from packs, sorry, this is not for you, really. I think that this set is the strength for this set is cherry pick the singles you need, because literally, I assume importing a box will cost like $70-$80 on a secondary market.
Yeah.
Only for you to get a chance on getting special art cards. Sorry, but it's not it really. Let's focus on the SSR cards.
Yep.
There's 18 of them.
Yep.
I believe it's less than Shiny Star V and GX Ultra Shiny.
Yeah.
And I'm also not too excited for them. I think they have stretched it too much. It worked for the last 2 shiny sets, and for this one, there's only a couple that I personally like. But even if I wouldn't like these cards, this Pokemon, I mean, I'm not going crazy over this. I'm very sorry. And it's not. They could have easily included more SSR cards and less S cards, in my opinion. Yeah. I think that would have been a fine balance. But now what you have is 18 SSR cards and 129 S cards, and that's a huge pull for me. Would have preferred like 30 or 40 SSR cards and 40 less of these S cards. But yeah, of course they need to include like Ditto, Snorlax, and the Gen 1 favorite, Gen 3 2 Pokemon, of course.
Yeah.
And that's what's saving this this S card set. I don't know, man. I can't justify spending that much on booster packs and then we have 10% of the set that people truly like.
Yeah, exactly. But this is the thing. I mean, you look at this. So the SSRs, there's 18 of them, and there's 130 odd almost S cards. So 18 booster boxes. Let's just say you get the perfect drop. 18 booster boxes. You'll get one of each. 18 times 3. Look, you're going to be nowhere near getting that baby shiny thing. And yes, SSRs should be seeded a bit, more. But this is the rate that this is. It's harder for you to find an S card than an SSR card in a booster box because there's so many more of them. So I think they should have rebalanced it a bit, had more SSRs, less S cards. But again, these are just the same artwork that you saw on the full art versions of these cards in previous sets. Just they're just different color. That's it. And the background's the shiny background. So I'm again not too impressed. I've picked up most of them. I'll be honest with you. I'm not going to go for the full set this time. I did Shiny Star V. I did a master set of that. That was hard work, including all the mirror foils. With this set, I'm just picking up. I mean, the SSRs are really cheap, so I've picked up pretty much 13 of them already. It's cost me about just over. About the price of 1.5 booster boxes at MSRP in Japan. So I've got literally 13 boxes worth of SSR hits for the price of less than 2 booster boxes. It's just insane. But yeah, so that's SSRs. But let's talk about ARs, SRs, and SARs, which I think is a bit more interesting for both of us as far as artwork is concerned. So we have got only 4 AR cards in this set. So they are very difficult to pull. I believe people are finding the rarity of them very hard. They usually replace one of the baby shinies in a booster box. So if you think there's 129 of those and there's only 4 of these, the chances of finding one are very difficult, which has meant that, I mean, Mimikyu is very popular because it's by Mitsuhiro Arita. It's also a very popular Gen 7 Pokemon, and people love it, but the price of it is the most expensive. The other 3 are fairly affordable, I think, launch weekend, but Mimikyu is showing to hold some value. But yeah, I mean, what do you think of the ARs?
I think the art is amazing. But again, that's subjective, right? Arts, I think these are nice. Would have preferred more, honestly. I'm not gonna lie. And I think this is a great point to make about Vista Universe.
Yep.
And I'm bringing that set up because that set is now exactly 1 year old.
Yep.
And Vista Universe, I'm not talking about the market, is the lowest price as it ever was. Right? I read there's now 8,000 yen. It was 20,000 yen 6 months ago. Everything is 50% or less, right, down.
Yeah.
And if we wait 3 months, right, when the hype is essentially over, when this is not the flavor of the month anymore, I mean, yeah, sorry, but yeah, I like them. Am I going to get them personally? No. I like Mimikyu, but not in the sense of I need this card right now.
Yeah.
And with Vista Universe, I think they struck a nice balance between, there's some nice cards in there. For example, there's Lithium Vista in there. You know, some nicer cards, that evolutions, you name them. There's a nice selection of their Gen 2, Gen 3, last gen, whatever, nice cards. And here, this 3 of them are essentially new Pokemon, and there's only one returning Pokemon as Mimikyu.
Yeah.
And if you do not like these 3 new Podium Pokemon, then there's only one card to just get. That's Mimikyu. And if you don't like Mimikyu, oh, sorry for you.
Yeah.
that's the problem with this, in my opinion, this set. Yeah. There's 10% of what people actually want, and 10% out of 90 is just too low.
Yeah, but then you've got to play devil's advocate here as well, because if you're the Pokemon company Japan, you'll be thinking, right, okay, I can do another set with AR cards in and fill it, but then what am I going to do next year? Are people going to stay interested? Yeah. So they're following this pattern, aren't they, of like the 3-year cycle almost, of bringing the shiny set out. Let's put the baby shinies in there. We'll put a few ARs in there because we've been putting them in every set this year. So it'd be silly not to put any in, but to only have 4, I'd have preferred if they'd have dropped the the S numbers down to 120, add another 9 or so in here, so you've got a consistent pattern of, we've been getting about a dozen in every set, right? About 12 AR cards in every set this year. Maybe put another 9 or 10 in here, 8 even, bring it up to a nice round number of 12, and give a bit more variation, because as you say, if you don't like these Paldean Pokemon, the 3 of them, you're left with Mimikyu and that's it. It's not a great selection, but the 4 that we have got do look good, as all the AR cards have this year. They've not disappointed really. I'd be happy to pull either one of them if I had the opportunity to. And then we've got obviously the SR cards, so SR supporter cards. So we've got a reprint of Judge for the 4th time now, I think.
Yeah, I believe. Yes.
There's a different Judge in this artwork. But Judge has had plenty of reprints, so this one's just it's cool. Vanilla-looking SR card, nothing special about it. We got obviously Nemona. That's Nemona, a big right? One. That's a huge one. Yeah. But this is going for I picked it up for 1,500 yen.
Yeah, it's bottom. The card itself is not playable. It's draw 3 cards.
As it usually is with when you get the in-game a friend of yours, your opponent, the standard is usually it's a draw 3 cards card. So it's usually, it's Hop for this generation.
Yes, exactly.
But it's Nemona. So it's worth a bit more than Hop would be. And then you got Clive with his Quiff. Massive Quiff at the front of his hair. Again, very cheap card. The artwork is by Gossan. So, Gossan's got quite a nice style, but the subject matter isn't the greatest. So, again, it's a fairly cheap card. And then you've got Paldea Friends. Students. Paldea students. Both cards are called the same.
Yeah.
It doesn't specify Scarlet or Violet on either of them. So, they both have exactly the same name from what I can tell. Yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
It's just the numbering is different. And again, Nuki Saito has done one of them, and Kuna Nitanda has done the other one. Saito's full art supporters are always popular. But again, both of these sitting similar price to Nemona. So they're not very expensive, which I'm finding is a positive thing for my SR supporter collection. Being a full art supporter collection, I'll be able to pick all 5 of these up very cheap. Very, very cheap. Probably the price of a booster box for all 5, to be fair. And then, I mean, what do you think as far as these are concerned?
The super rares only, I believe, they are done nicely. I can't really. I think some of these SR cards are sometimes nicer than SAR cards.
Yeah.
I do like the pose of some of them. I like the pose from Nemona. It's challenging you, right?
Yeah.
Very looking excited, ready to battle. I like it, right?
Yeah.
And Sakuma is also a very good artist that make the SR cards, in my opinion. I think is a very talented artist for those supporter cards. Clive, sorry to say that, but it's like the Gordy of the set.
Yeah.
I think it's a cool character, but it's alright, right? The Gossar are also very nice, but then have you the Paldier students. I'm not sure what I think about these.
Yeah.
These in my opinion, these characters look empty to me.
Yeah.
And
they just look like vanilla characters, and
yes.
I'm sorry, I would have preferred.
Yes.
I would have preferred a Paldean and Friends, like a Scarlet version and a Violet version, and it would have been. I think that would have been a really nice thing, but they'll probably add that into a future high class set.
Yeah, I think second year, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they do a Friends card, I believe it will be Penny, Arvin, and what was the third one? Nemona.
Nemona, yeah.
Yeah, I think it would be these 3, and that is interesting because those aforementioned names also have an SR card, an SCR card.
Yeah.
So they're a bit strange to do this indeed, but
yeah,
I mean it's all right?
Yeah.
It's nothing I can argue about, but it doesn't excite me.
Yeah, and as from a pull rate point of view, these S5 SR cards do not take away any of your other pulls. They're in addition to your SSR in your box, so these are a bonus. So
correct.
They don't affect the pull rate of your box. So if you get one, it's a bonus, which is great. And like I said, all 5 of them are going at a very reasonable price. So if you do want to pick them up, a good time as now as ever, because they're not going to drop by much, maybe 100 or 200 yen over the next couple of weeks. But yeah. That's it. So let's have a look at the SAR cards then, shall we? So we have got 3 Pokemon that have been chosen and 3 fan favourites. Let's be honest here. We have got, let's just go through them one by one, shall we? We've got Mew by USG-Men, Uskumen, USG-Men. Lovely simplistic artwork, almost like from a children's playbook. Very thick border lines. Got a few Pokemon in the background. More is less, as they say.
Yes.
What do you think of the artwork?
Yeah, this artist is a very popular artist on Twitter. I believe it got a huge following internationally as well.
Yeah.
And this is one of, if not the best commission so far. Not necessarily as Mew, but that this artist was commissioned is insane to me.
Yeah.
And I'm surprised that they haven't commissioned this artist earlier, right?
Yeah.
This is, if not, I think this is the status of Naoki Saito almost.
Yeah.
This artist on social media, but the card itself, I think it's nice.
Yeah.
I think it's super nice, and you got many Pokemon on there, which I like as well, more value. And Mew does its thing very happily.
Yeah.
I think it's a nice. I might pick this up in English, and happy days. Yeah, amazing card.
And then going to a totally opposite art style, a much more detailed, fine lining art style with a Gardevoir by Kuro Imori. Absolutely stunning. What can I say about this? It's just looks. You can almost be swallowed into the scene here and be taken away by the way that this composition is done. You're literally being drawn in, and I think it's something really amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, Kuro Imori is very, very nice artist. I'm looking forward to more of this artist.
Yeah.
Really, because if you go on his Twitter, I mean the art it looks so like an anime movie. Really.
Yeah.
If you look at the Twitter of Kuro Imori, absolutely stunning. Right, I really like it, and I think this may be my favorite from the whole set.
Yeah.
This Gardevoir.
I think so too, and you know what? It's one of these cards that I really want to see this in hand with the texturing and how it will
glitter.
Look with the glitter. I think they'll do it in a respectful way, you know. But it just because you can see some of the lines, you're like, oh yeah, those lines would definitely be nice texturing, you know. So yeah, definitely a very nice card. Which then takes us on to, we were talking about Akira Agawa's Charizard earlier on. We've got this amazing looking shiny Akira Agawa Charizard. We've seen this artwork before. It was revealed quite early on and it's just absolutely stunning. I would be extremely happy to pull this. But yeah, it's the chase card of the set.
Well, second chase card.
One of the two. Sorry, I was about to say there is another one.
Yes.
But yeah, one of the two chase cards of the set.
Yeah. The thing is, right, I like this card.
Yep.
But what I dislike, and it's not about that I don't dislike Akira Agawa. I really like Agawa.
Yep.
Big fan of Agawa's style. But the scenery is not what I wanted, because we've seen this style of scenery already with Obsidian Flames and Rule of the Black Flame. It's just some similar pose, and it looks like, oh, here's the black version. and it's funny because I'm not joking about this card, but there's actually a lot of art involved in this card.
Yes.
And I look at creatures and I say to creatures, why not letting it out of the cave or whatever? It's something like that, right?
Yeah.
Or from afar you see the crystals popping up in the far right in the cave. But this is just in your face and static, and that's it.
Yeah.
But the Charizard itself looks amazing, the crystallized Charizard. But yeah, that's the only thing I hate about this card. Other than that, yeah, it looks gorgeous. Can't argue.
Yeah, again, yeah, as you say, the background scenery, you know, it's, for some reason it reminded me of Superman. I don't know, you know, something like Krypton, or you know, but lots of red crystals in the background instead of green. But it's one of those, you either love it or you don't. And again, it's Charizard, so it's going to be popular regardless. And Agawa does some amazing artwork. So yeah, as we said, second popular card in this set, the main one by Hanabushi, is Iono. Really nice sort of Art Deco-y sort of almost style, very postmodern style artwork on this one. Very different from the Iono SAR we saw in the previous set. But this one does capture some detail, and this is the chase card in the set. Iono is a very popular character, very playable card, and this does contain some amazing artwork. Yeah,
Hanabushi is a very, very well-known person.
Yeah.
And his name is Kodai Watanabe.
Okay.
Not the smallest name in the animation industry.
Yeah.
But this style really is just I really like it.
Yeah, and a lot of people are getting mistaken by the lighting above Iono's head as a print line.
Yeah. No, it's part of the artwork.
Yeah, it's part of the artwork.
Yeah, this is somewhat, not necessarily, I think it works so nice, you know. You have very bold pastel colors with Iono, right? The pink and the blue, and just look at scenery, right? I think it's a whole vibe.
Yeah.
I think this really, really love to pull it, but I won't. I know our friend Paige came in.
Yeah, one of our friends pulled it on stream. I was watching his stream, to be fair. I went away because I was getting the food out the oven. I said, right, I'll be back later on after I've had my lunch. And he pulled it while I was gone.
Yeah. Very, very nice for him, and I'm very happy for him. And you can look at on his Twitter at Brave Gaming.
Yeah.
You will see some of the nice detailed texture, and it's a gorgeous card.
Yes.
I really love the style. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then we move on to some of our other SAR supporters. So we've got Nemona, and what they've done here is they've done a bit like which set was it where we had the Pokeballs? It wasn't V-Star Universe, it was the one before it?
VMAX Climax?
VMAX Climax, I think. Yeah, VMAX Climax was the one, that's it, before Shiny Star V, where we had the Pokeballs from each of the supporters, gym leaders as such. This one we've got Nemona, Pokeball slap bang in the middle, very symmetrical styling. They've put it right in the middle of the picture, and it shows Nemona literally throwing the ball with a Pokemon diving in behind, so ready to battle or catch a Pokemon. Really interesting artwork. This one's by Asparo. Again, this is one of the more popular cards in the set, probably the 4th or 5th most popular, I think. But these SARs are going to be very popular. I mean, what's your thought on this particular one?
I mean, Nemona looks very fierce, ready to battle.
Yep.
So it's like an upgrade from the SR in that sense. When you see her face, I like it. Some people dislike the symmetrical Pokeball by Aspara, the other two as well. I think when I purchase this card eventually, and I have it in hand, I think when it works together as a full card, right, the glitter texturing, I think it looks nice.
Yeah.
Based the art only, I think it's not half bad. I do like it. I like the pose as well. I like shiny Palmy, I believe, is in there, flying to attack your, to attack you as your opponent. It's a nice card. And I think the Aspara, also very amazing artist. Only downside, what I hate about this, when you look at the card numbering, the one is 351, the other one is Clive 352. So it kind of breaks the numbering. I would have seen that follow up each other.
Yeah.
Because it's 3 cards next to each other. Yeah. I would have preferred that Nemona to be a number up ahead.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And talking to Clive, this artwork just looks stunning, doesn't it? I was just it's very chibi style artwork, with all these chibi characters. You got Penny in the background, you got Mela in the background, I think it is as well, and a few of the other supporters as well, and there's Clive hiding behind that tree, listening in.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, I really like. There's a lot going on here. It looks beautiful. I think it's a stunning card.
What I did here is, and I never realized it, someone said Habbo Hotel or Club Penguin. It reminds me of that kind of this free online game.
Yeah.
And now I can never see it ever again. But other than that, I think it's an amazing card, right? And if this is like the lesser of the cards, I'm happy with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Really. There's so much going on. It's such a beautiful artwork. Very playful style, but very, very much what you'd want from an SAR, with all the detail in there as well. And then we move on to Arven. His Pokeball's right bang in the middle there, spinning.
Upside down.
Upside down, compared to the others. And he's knocking the table over by the looks of it. And there's food and flying everywhere, and mustard and ketchup bottles, and God knows what else. There's a glass of water tipping over as well. It looks like somebody's having a bit of a mess while cooking, cooking on their picnic.
I personally believe this is what SAR cards are all about. Really.
Yeah.
This one, in my opinion, shows the most of the SAR cards that, hey, this is an SAR card, really.
Yeah.
There's so much going on.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what we've come to expect. SARs are like a day in the life of one of the characters, rather than a specific sort of, this is just them being themselves. And this is, oops, we're having a bit of an accident. And it's really capturing all the elements of that. So yeah, really nice SAR card by Asparo. And then we move on to the final SAR card with Penny. And this has got to be my favourite. And again, this is probably the 3rd most expensive card in the set, I think.
Unbelievable.
Super popular. You got Penny there looking very, very serious there. Pokeball in hand. Got a beautiful Umbreon at the bottom there. And obviously the Eevee backpack, which is so synonymous of Penny there as well. And quite a dark and gloomy atmosphere. I think it's set up really nicely. Beautiful artwork. I'd love to pull this card.
Yeah. I mean, I'm a collector, so I eventually need to get this for my Umbreon collection.
Absolutely.
But I quite like it. Not as much as, for example, Arven, for example.
Yep.
Because Arven, again, the expression of Arven's SAR looks the best, in my opinion. But sorry, in my opinion, you cannot argue with Umbreon.
Yeah.
It's not one of the most popular Pokemon. It's for a reason that way.
Yeah.
The people voted for that worldwide. And this is, evolutions,
Yeah.
You cannot argue with them.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. I really can't wait to see this card in hand.
Yeah. Yeah, again, it's one of those that I really want to see what the colours and texture looks like in hand. It looks absolutely amazing. And then we move on to, finally, our UR cards. So 6 of them this time, 6 legendary Pokemon. The legendaries always get a special treatment. They're not in the normal shinies. You get them in special UR treatment, because a lot of them don't usually get their shinies released in the first year, from what I remember. So
correct.
So you get this sort of gold and black we've had in the past, and coloured and gold, and this time it's like almost a turquoisey hue with gold, but they are extremely textured, from what I understand. There's raised texturing on them. They are very, very different to what we've seen before, and they look quite nice, to be fair. Not too expensive either. They are quite affordable. So we've got Wuqian EX, Chiyu EX, Qianpao EX, Miraidon EX, Tinglu, and Koraidon EX. So all 6 of the legendaries represented, all very similar styling, so they are very consistent with each other. 5-band graphics, Planeta, CG Works. Those are your artists, so very similar styling of all of those artists. So they all look very consistent. Let's just put it that way.
I mean, I think you've worded it perfectly. I have nothing really much more to add.
Yeah.
I wonder how they do it in English, because they also advertised with this unique raised foil effect.
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm not too fond of them personally myself. But if you like one of these 6, I mean, power to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Miraidon's probably the most playable.
Qianpao as well.
Power as well is a playable deck, so people might want to bling their decks with those.
Sure. Yeah.
But yeah, again, it's one of those. As with any Japanese set with texturing, let's see how the Pokemon Company International translates this with their printing machines in the West, and how the texturing comes to the English version and the foreign versions outside of Asia. Because we do find that texturing is a lot more thicker, a bit harsher. It has improved over the years, but they don't seem to capture as much detail as the Japanese, and whether that will be a positive or a negative when it comes to these sets, it will be in the eye of the beholder, I think. It'll be down to you as an individual, and when we see those. So obviously, most of these cards are going to be coming in Paldea Evolved, is it?
Fates.
Paldean Fates. God, I can never remember what the set's called. It's an amalgamation of 2 things. Yeah, Paldean Fates coming out in January, February. Some of them, as we already know, like the Charizard, is going to be the Charizard SAR, was it? No, the Charizard SSR. Is going to be a box. Is a tin promo, so you got some of these are going to be tin promos. Some of them, the baby shinies, are going to be blister pack promos. So they're going to be distributed differently, not the same as in Japan. And you never get the same seeding as you do in Japan. Japan's consistent seeding. You know what you're going to get from a booster pack box of 10 packs. In the English, it's a lot different. So we'll have to wait and see how that pans out.
Yeah.
But overall, your overall opinion of this set, Zakariya, what do you think?
I think for first year, I think it's not a bad set, but I think there's some stuff that leaves to be desired, honestly.
Yeah.
I think they could have done more SAR and AR track cards, in my opinion, right?
Yep.
But I think it's cool, and I am kind of happy that I'm not going crazy for this set, because this opens a new path of, hey, I have no fear of missing out, and I have more to spend on other cards that I can complete my collection with.
Yep.
And so I did. I actually bought McDonald's Umbreon promo from E-Read, right? I did the one today. Why? There's nothing I really want on day one of Shine Treasury EX. And then I think you need to see it that way, right? Wait 3 months for this set. Wait until the flavor of the month is gone, and then just slowly look at this, and you say to yourself, is this what I really want?
Yep.
Or is this what social media wants? And then you have to make that decision for yourself. Hey, do I actually need it or not?
Yeah.
If you do, right, hey, again, more power to you if you buy it based on, but in my opinion, hold off on the hype, let it all sink in, and wait a couple months and look at Vista Universe, right? Look at Vista Universe. We are 1 year later. There's a huge reprint going on, and the cards are like cheaper than it was 1 year ago.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's really what I am going to end with. Nice set. Don't rush it. Don't overdo it.
Absolutely, and that's what I say as well. Don't go out there rushing to get all the cards. I know from prior experience, having master setted the last baby shiny set, January, February is a price time when all the prices plummet. You can pick some of these baby shiny SRs up for like 100 yen, which is like 50 cents, for most people in the States, and like 40-50 pence in English. So it's one of those things that don't rush it. There's nothing really amazing that you want. If there is a card that you're specifically after, obviously do what you think is right. But it's one of those sets, and I think it's a positive thing that there's not so much that people want to chase in this, because it just means that the hype's a bit down. People who want to get the set for the right reasons can get it for the right reasons, and it just kills off that whole overpricing, third parties overpricing stuff. People can actually get it more for MSRP, which is a positive for the players and collectors. So as you'd expect, a nice but not over the top first year high class sets. This is the 7th high class set I think now we've got since they changed from CP sets to high class. So it's interesting to see how it's evolved. Consistent pattern here, as we've seen with Shiny Star V in the past. That's pretty much it, I think. So enjoy it. You can see all the cards are on the PokeGuardian website. If you click on sets, click on set lists, Japanese sets, and it's the first thing that comes up at the top. Shiny Star V, Shiny Treasure, all SR, SR, SAR, SOUR cards. You'll see it there. There's a picture of the Shiny Charizard by Akira Gawa. Just click on that and it'll show you all the images that we've just been talking about on the podcast. Anything else you want to add, Zakariya, before we leave?
I just am a little disappointed that I couldn't get a Shiny Espeon or Eevee. But thank you for listening and watching. Yeah. And as always, right, you can find us on our social media, of course, PokéTaj and PrimalLugia. And again, thank you for watching and listening.
Yeah, appreciate you guys listening in and watching, and we'll catch you on the next podcast. Stay safe until then. Bye.
Goodbye.